Hello everyone. So welcome to my YouTube channel again, and today we will continue our learning on the data type, especially the numeric data type, which we I think left somewhere in between. So today we will try to understand the data storage that is getting occupied by each of these numeric data types, which is my int, float, and complex. And try to see, we'll try to relate it with the dynamic storage thing that we have in Python for the variables. And we try to see like how we can optimize the memory as well if we have a better understanding of this, how it's going to be helpful. So with that, let's directly jump into the memory comparison. And just for overview, here I have created a separate bifurcation of this memory, and we can also use this command to check the memory consumption of different data. For example, let's try to have an integer, and let's see the memory. So it's around 28 byte, which is what we have mentioned here, right? And same for decimal number as well. Let's see 24, which is what we have written it here for decimal. And let's try to initiate a complex number, maybe something like this. So you can see the memory is 32, which is what we have written here. Now, on overall basis, we understood, okay, this is the memory side. So in general, like my complex number is going to consume the maximum bytes versus my float, which is going to be consuming the least. And int is falling somewhere in between. But with int, as we already learned, as we increase the size of the integer, for example, if I make it power 10, the int size will start increasing from 32 byte to multiple of 4. So you can see it increased to 36. Then if I make it 20, it will become 44. And then if I increase it to 30, maybe 50, then it will increase further. So similarly, it can keep on increasing. But if I make it a decimal, let's say something right like uh, we can keep 7. Try to see it is still falling to 24. If we make it 100 also, it is going to stay to 24 only. So this is by default in Python. It try to limit the value, and same for complex number as well. Mm, So it is going to be in this range 32. So only for integer, we can see that the values, the storage keeps on increasing, but for rest of the numeric data types, the storage remains same. Now, why is that like, why it is so different, and what's the actual reason behind it? Because this can be a good interview question, and anyone can ask to you, like, if you know int float, explain this to me. So to understand it, let's try to uh, take that example of balloon again. So let's say this is my balloon, and this is my string, and uh, this is a person who is taking this balloon. Okay. Now this balloon is connected using a kind of a wire or a thread, you can say. And this is the man who is carrying it, and this is the balloon. Now, in terms of Python, if we try to understand it, so let's say it as our data class. For example, it is int. Int is also a data class, right? Now, this is a data class, and then this thread we can say it as a pointer. And instead of person, let's say it is a variable a. So this is a variable a. Now, there are three things that we see already, right? That is related, all are related to this integer. Now, if we have one more person here who also want to use this same balloon, there will be another thread, right? So this person will have his own name, let's say B variable. And then to represent this, we will need another pointer, right? But this all belong to this particular integer only, whose value can be 123 or 8 or anything. So where all memory getting stored? This number is one thing, but what about this balloon? What about this string? What about this variable? All these has to be there, right, in Python. That is why it's dynamically typed. So it comes at a cost, and that is the cost of the memory. So here you can see the first one. This is the reference count, which tells Python all these pointers through which this data class is related to. It keeps count of that, and this helps in my garbage collection. So whenever it notice that this person has removed or this person is deleted, then this thread will automatically be deleted. That's where this garbage collector works, right? Then we have this type pointer. Type pointer is nothing but this thread. Okay, so this is also storing some space. This object size now, so object size is nothing but this balloon you can see, which is having like information about the data class and this object. And then finally, the data slot, which is where my actual integer value is stored, which is 123 or 500 or 8, which can be any number. So now, as we keep on increasing the value of this uh, kind of integer, this 8 into 3, which is 24, this will always be there, plus additional 4 plus 4 plus 4 will keep on happening as we keep on increasing the size. So this is how this integer memory works. And that's why it keeps on increasing in Python. Now, if we want to have a kind of better memory allocation, so we try to use this numpy version np.array to consume basically lesser memory and make it work faster. But yeah, if we are using just Python, then this is how it's going to work. And I hope you got this clarity and you got this understanding as well. Now, if it's a float or a kind of, you can say, the complex number, then the only difference you will see here is this reference uh, count is same, type pointer is same, and bit is same. So all these three. Only this object size is not there. So this object side is only not here and rest of the things are there. So you can see in both of them that thing is missing. Now again, you can increase the size of this float or complex, but it's not going to consume more memory because it's trying to fit within that box. So this box is 64-bit and in that only it has to fit all the values. So pointer is just also pointer is there, reference count is there, and the 64-bit. So this is basically the value which is getting stored, all the numbers. So this is keeping track of that. And yeah, so this 64-bit is where like 8 byte is getting consumed and rest 16 byte is getting consumed in the reference counter and type pointer. So in integer it was 24 which was fixed. It is 16 and this 8, and that to fix only, like it can't be changed. And similarly, in complex number also, these two are there. And apart from this, it is having real and imaginary both axes. So for each one of them, we need this float 64-bit float range. So that's where we have 32 total. So 16 plus 16. Now, I hope you got some better clarity around it. So let's try to just summarize what we learned. So if I try to give an example of this same, so it's like integer is like a train in which we can keep on adding as many uh, bogies or as many coaches as we need. So for example, this is my train. Then I can add as many buckets as possible. And this is how integer is also there. So 4, 4, 4, and 24 is the engine, you can say. But in float and complex, we have fixed container size, which is 64 bit or 8 byte. So, and this will remain as it is. There is no chance of increasing it unless like we change it manually using some numpy array or something. So that's where integer is flexible and infinite, but complex and float number are rigid and fixed one. So I think this is what I wanted to cover in this video, and this is very unique thing that I thought I should cover. Very few videos are there on YouTube around this. So yeah, so in my next video, I will try to cover some data type convergence as well, and we'll try to see how those conversions work, and we'll also see those some of the advanced topics related to this numeric data type. So with that, thank you everyone, and like, subscribe, and share.